quite often people ask me the question, is HRD a part of OD or OD a part of HRD? Of course, I explain by saying that when we started the first human resource development department, we made organization development as a part of HRD. This is because OD was not existing as a function, whereas HRD is a function, or at least we conceptualized it as a function. For example, organization development used to be taught as a in B schools as a part of the organizational behavior courses. Anyway, forget about I think where it was taught, where it is not taught, but there is a rationale for this. Rationale is this: that organization development is planned change, initiated normally with the help of behavioral scientists, with involvement of all people using participative culture, and of course starts with the CEO initiation, because normally OD interventions cannot be taken uh, without the, you may call it an approval, without involvement, without I think a green signal from the chief executive of the company. Otherwise, change will not take place. It's not necessarily always the CEO has to help. It could be head of the department if the intervention is limited to a department, head of a section, or head of a function if the intervention has got to be only uh, in relation to a function and so on. So the reason why we conceptualized OD as a part of HRD is that the HRD people should have process skills, because HRD people are human resource development people. They have competencies in terms of understanding human behavior. In fact, we felt that HRD people should be essentially having behavioral science knowledge and so on. So when you have that, change is not, while sometimes we may say change is a constant process, but sometimes when you want a planned change, it has to be undertaken by either an internal change agent or an outsider. Of course, today the meaning and definition of change has changed substantially, but in those days that is the way we thought. So we said once in a while, if a subsection is not working, if a department is not, if a department needs some kind of self renewal or change, if a function needs change, if a unit needs change, it is the HRD department with knowledge, attitude, and skills required to be OD consultants available to do internal change process. So that means OD skills have to be available with the HR department, and they will be managing this. So that is how we said HRD uh, encompasses of different things: training and development, organization development, and performance coaching, feedback and counseling, potential development, employee engagement nowadays, and all these kind of things. But over a period of time, uh, I think the organizations have not built the OD skills, nor have they done OD. OD existed, continued to exist like much before we started the HR department as a separate skill. In fact, those of you who know organization development, the foundations were laid by Kurt Lewin in almost in 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, starting from the University of Michigan Studies, Institute of Social Research, and establishment of the NTL and things like that. So, organization development existed as a separate field, as a body of knowledge, and things of that kind. So, sometimes people perceive that if you are going to start a HRD department, it could be done as a part of the organization development intervention. So, you want to bring change, and therefore, you establishment of the HRD department or rejuvenating any of the HR systems is a part of organization development exercise. So if you have a OD department and you want to undertake HRD and you want to establish HRD as a part of the OD, absolutely no question. So I would like to say it doesn't matter whether HRD is conceptualized as a part of organization development or OD is conceptualized as a part of HRD, as long as you are sure of the philosophy and as long as you do both. In HRD, the focus is on human resource interventions for organization development. In organization development, it is other interventions for human resource development. They go hand in hand. Therefore, I would in fact say that it's not a, it's whatever is convenient to you, do it. Don't have to stick to one model or the other. Both can be part of each other. If somebody says that for some years I'll have OD as a part of HRD, after that HRD as a part of OD, I'll say just go ahead. To me, it doesn't matter, because we are interested in building organizations, building institutions, and building people. I hope this clarifies, but this is my approach. You don't have to follow only this approach. You're most welcome to have your own way of looking at things. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thanks from TVRLS. All the best.